We are very excited. The Impala have been really annoying us. We started moving out the area and we heard the of a Nyala. Those guys are very, very reliable. Straight down where we've been the entire time. Something has been hiding in the grass. And now it's time to see it. Wondering who it's going to be. But Nyala make that very loud bark. All the Tragelaphus species, as far as I know, bushbuck, kudu, Nyala, they make that loud call because of the vegetation that they find themselves in, that alarm call. That's more of the bass. Sorry about that. More of a bass to explode out of this vegetation, to attract or to let all the other animals know that they've spotted something. And thankfully it's very loud that we can hear it as well. And so we're charging down with Herbie in the lead to see if we can find what it is that caused them to make that alarm. It's exactly where we've been searching this entire time. As I said, if it's someone like Hosana, he's probably just been lying completely flat. Now as the air temperature's dropping, it's getting a lot cooler, a lot more comfortable. It's actually been quite an uncomfortably warm day compared to the last few days. And you would expect a cat to be lying flat in this heat. Remember, folks, this is absolutely, they're calling from just here. This is exactly where we went in originally. It's exactly where we went in. I know Herbie was getting a little bit disappointed that we didn't find a cat where we thought we were going to find one. Look how excited he is. He's even jogging ahead. Stay with us, folks. Send your comments, your questions. I might sound a little bit out of breath. We just charged about 1 kilometer down this hill through the thickets. Dave's doing a fantastic job of keeping the frame. We've got the Impala calling on this side, and the Nyala calling just inside the Mawati. We've already been there, but we didn't stand on Hosana's tail, so he didn't show himself. It's Vuetela Dam, just off to our left-hand side. It's very exciting, huge anticipation. Now the objective is you need to find, there's some Impala there, looking a little bit concerned. You need to find those Nyala and see what direction they're looking in. This is when we need to be very careful and slow in our approach. I don't care how many times you find a leopard on foot, folks. It's always the same feeling just before you find it. And if we do see it, we're going to do a backward somersault. Saskia, it's impossible not to have a contagious excitement now. The anticipation of it is, it's always very, very exciting. It's just in here somewhere. Okay, come. We've got him. We've got someone. Herbie's excited. Where are you, Herbs? He's running just here. Look at that. We walked right past here moments ago. Do you want to come over here, Davi? Come here quickly, buddy. There he goes. Is that Hosana, Herbie? Okay. We're going to keep coming around. Look how exciting that is. I think it was Hosana, but I don't know. So Bex, you can let Brenda know that we're just behind Vuetela Dam wall. And if he wants to come, there we go. If he wants to come, he's busy stalking right now. Sorry, Dave. He's busy stalking those Nyala. It's incredible we're able to do this on foot. How exciting is that? The words, there's not really any words. It's going to come out into the open soon. Herbie's calling us forward. There he is, Davy. Stalking. Just on the mound there. We're just going to spend some time here and watch him. I wonder if any of the viewers can tell me who they think that is. I haven't managed to get my binoculars on it yet. I think it's a young male. I think it's Hosana, but Herbie, Herbs, Hosana. I mean, if Herbie's not sure, it doesn't matter. We found a leopard. Just through there you can see the tail flicking. It's moving left. It's fantastic that we can do this on foot with a leopard. He's about to pop out onto the dam wall, folks. So those who are paying attention to the dam cam, the zoomies, be ready to get Hosana coming in from the sort of southwestern section of the dam wall. So that is it, folks. We've been in there. We did entire circles here. Herbie was getting frustrated because we didn't find anything. And then you holler, whoa! And there's a leopard right here. How exciting is that? We're going to go around more. We're just going to watch some Herbs. Okay, we're going to come in from around the bottom. See if we can get another view. So I know everyone back home is not quite sure. We're hoping for Hosana, but he's very relaxed on foot. Very, very relaxed. I don't think... It didn't look big enough to be Hukamori to me at all. You hear the squirrels making a noise there now. So you can't hear the squirrels, but I can hear them in the trees. Just a here he is, Davy. Come right here. Right over there. Looks like Tandy, actually. Looking straight at him. Flat. Dave is breathing quite heavy now. This has been quite intense, quite an insane piece of camera work. How far have we come? How long have you been with us? We've got a leopard on foot and he's having a steady hand. I'm shaking. I don't know if anyone can agree with me, but I got just a little look. I don't know who it is. How incredible is that? Can you hear Brent's vehicle in the distance? Brent's gonna come in. Gonna get up behind her there. So we're gonna slowly start moving back over here. That was incredible. Just move out a little bit. Give him a nice spot to come and view her. Him. I don't know. Is it Dundee? Is it Hosana?
seem to be a little golden orb sticking out from behind the tail there. Is it our little friend? It's our pal. Now the game is up. They've all spotted this magnificent creature. Oh, it's beautiful. Isn't that stunning, everybody? Just going to let go of the clutch there. Just beautiful. And you can hear the monkeys maybe going crazy. I'm not sure if we're on the Gowrie or Vuatella feeds at the moment. So 3-3 spot pattern. I mean, when I initially saw this thing, I thought this is a female, but that's too young to be Tundi, I think, unless I've gone completely mad. Now, it can see a bushwalk behind us. They're just disappearing. Now, you all think it's Shadulu, but it's definitely not Shadulu, because Shadulu's a 5-5 female. If I'm not mistaken, she's got a spot pattern 5-5. Got a bit of a scuffed left ear. I have to confess that I'm slightly flummoxed by this. It'll probably be, and I'm very bad at identifying these animals, so I say that as a disclaimer straight off. She's still watching the bushwalk trying to sneak away sneakily. See, definitely 3 spots there, flattening the ears there just to make sure she's as invisible as possible. It's definitely not Shadulu, people. I feel like a total idiot that I can't identify this animal immediately. Very pink nose. Ali, I was hoping you wouldn't ask this question. You say, am I sure it's not Hosana? No, I'm not sure it's not Hosana. I think it could easily be. Yeah, I think you're right. The reason that I didn't go for Hosana straight away was because we had reports that it was Tundi on the radio, but of course that was from the guys in the bushwalk. They can hardly see this animal. And I did see golden orb of some description sticking out from behind the tail there, so it's probably just Hosana. But interesting how he's reacted to the bushwalk, because he never used to react like that. And if it is him, which it most likely is, it's just that he's getting a bit older. Magnificent. Now, what's interesting really is where he's come from. Because where were his tracks during the course of the day? We followed that leopard all the way down towards Twin Dams this morning. It was most probably Tingana. Now, varieties, we look at this young, what we think is a young male leopard. You want to know how would his size compare with that of a lioness? It wouldn't really. A lioness is about twice the size at least. I'm just going to have to call this in on the radio. Stations, there's a... Oh, no, the radio's not working. No, still not working. Stations, young male leopard on Vuyatela Dam wall on the western side. Right, look behind the tail there. There are two golden orbs confirming the identification of Hosana. I should have known that straight off, of course. His head just looked a little bit small. But maybe that was psychological, because I'd heard the term Tandi. Anyway, no excuse on my part. Very poor, but I do disclaim by saying my ability to identify cats is very poor. Yeah, I can't recognize faces either. I think he's going to move now when this car comes up, because I don't think they can see him, and I think they're going to come round the corner. Well, it's very interesting. Hampus or Pampas? Hampus with an H. You're wondering if a leopard like this might feel an emotion like anger. Well, yes, I think they would. I think certainly a female... Let's take the example of a female leopard who is with her cubs, and if you happen to blunder into them while they're trying to eat or something like that, then you could easily get charged. And I'm pretty sure the emotion that makes her charge is very closely akin to anger. Do they feel happiness? Well, I think they feel a relative sense of contentment when they're full, when they've eaten their food. Now he's looking up because he can hear impala alarm calling. And so, especially a young male like this who really hasn't taken on the responsibility of a territory just yet, I think that he would certainly feel a certain amount of contentment. Do they feel sadness? I don't know. Do they feel bereft? I'm not sure that they do. Right, let us go back to the heroes of the day. That is, of course, Herbert, Steve and the Bushwalk team. Let's go across to them and thank them profusely for Hosana.
We were convinced there was something there. We'd moved out of the area thinking, well, what did we say? We haven't stepped on him yet. And then as we were moving up the hill, we heard the moo of a loud yala barking. And in we went, and he was lying, well, he was moving when we saw him, exactly where we've been spending some time. So, how was that for you folks? But for us, fantastic. Has anyone managed to ID it yet? I'm not sure. We've got another look at him or her from a distance, but I can't quite identify it. But the feelings, the exhilaration of it is quite something. Dave's had to have quite a calm down session because he had the hold in the frame for that entire time. Well, how marvellous is that? Herbie strikes again. So we've had afternoon.
We have sorted out our lights. We don't need to use them yet, but we've got the infrared on, just in case we need them a little bit later. Well, we will need them a little bit later. I'm not leaving this cat unless he hides from us, disappears, leaves us be. Hopefully he won't. He looks very content, but he also looks a little bit hungry, I think. I think that subject of animal emotions is a very interesting one because it opens up questions about the evolution of emotion and what it's for. Why, from a biological point of view, do we feel sadness, emotion, anger, happiness? What other emotions are there? Bereavement, all of those sorts of things. Why? What for? And I think the answer is that certainly as the world's most social species, or complicatedly social species, hello my friend, it's really lovely to see you. As the world's most complicated social species, I think what you'll find is that our emotions as human beings really help us to... Our emotions as human beings, I'm just going to let yours go past, really help us to cement those bonds. We don't like the feeling of sadness, and so when we do feel sad, it makes us try and avoid that, and we avoid it by getting close to people who we love, and that makes our bonds that much closer, I'm guessing. Now, of course, in most of the animal kingdom, this doesn't apply. A lot of animals like to be solitary. For example, young Hosana here will eventually become solitary, although he has showed a slightly greater penchant for friends than many other leopards have. I quite like this black and white picture we get. I guess it gives a small impression of what it's like to be a predator at night, although it's not in black and white. I think the extra contrast that you can see in this picture is very similar to what he experiences. Nick, you're wondering at what age he'll start mating. Well, roughly the same age that he takes a territory. So as soon as he finds a territory, and that will obviously have some females in it, as soon as one of them comes into estrus, well, then he will mate with her. I feel like he's not looking nearly as solid as he normally does. And maybe that's just because his belly's a bit empty. Yeah, Nancy, I agree with you. I think he does look thin. And he's certainly on the hunt. Alright, now, in case you're wondering where Brentlier Smith is, there is a problem with his sound, but it doesn't matter at the moment, because of course we have a leopard. So I'm sure you'll put up with being with me. Stop here and get out the way. Sorry, Sebastian. There you are. Look at that little tail going. Just peeking his head over the top here to see. Ooh, here we go. He spotted something. There's a lot of impala activity here. There'll be a lot of nyala activity too. And we just need to be very careful that we don't ruin some sort of hunt for him, and if necessary we will simply extract from the sighting if it looks to me like we are going to disturb him. He needs a meal, and I really don't want to be responsible for his not getting one. Oh, he's been spotted. Impala started shouting. Oh, there he goes. Kev, you want to know about whether or not this leopard's unusual sociality is he chasing? If there are other leopards that have shown the same kind of sociality as he has. I'm sure there are, Kev. I mean, he's not been that unusual. It's just been interesting. And I suppose we possibly built on it. There he is. We've possibly built on it slightly more because in this area he certainly seems to have been more social than others. But remember, young male leopards and young female leopards, but mostly males, will often be just a little bit more social than they will as adults. And so because we don't spend as much time with them as we do with adults, it's just a little bit different. Okay, now what's interesting here, yeah, let's go for it, Bex. There are impala in front of him that have not looked at him, but there are some that are alarm calling way behind, but there are others that are just grazing. They're not moving at all. Yeah, you'll see them. They're straight in front of us there, Seb. Bearing in mind that you are the only eyes we have on the cat now as well, because it's got too dark for my eyes to see him. There's the impala, with its head down, grazing, oblivious. There are others calling, but they're a long way away. There's no ways they can see him. Way down there. Alright, let's go back to the cat. Alright everyone, we're going to go to an unscheduled Facebook broadcast. Okay, apparently we're not going to have an unscheduled broadcast. There is a large gremlin in the works. Anyway, so let's just sit here and wait and see what happens. Isn't this marvellous? Ellen, you say, could being laid back be a problem for his survival? No, I don't think so. Like I say, I think we probably played up his laid-back nature slightly more than it is in reality. He's definitely more laid back than some leopards I've known, and definitely more relaxed around people. But that's not to say that he's a sort of lazy teenager, if you like. He is very much a leopard. Remember, he killed a male impala, fully grown male impala, I think almost a year ago. And he was just over a year old. He was 14 months. Just going to talk on the radio again. Yeah, I've got him. He's there. Yeah, he's right there in front of us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've got him now. Lex? Okay, that light on him that you might think is a light is not. It's an infrared light. It's completely invisible. Nandini, you're wondering about his hunting technique and whether he will rely more on strength or speed. He will rely on both, Nandini. He needs to be very powerful to take down something big, but he's also got to be immensely quick. So really he will rely on both, but he won't sustain a chase for any length of time. It's really a sort of shock and awe attack, where the animal turns around and suddenly doesn't have time to even react to his arrival. Antonio, you say, why don't they eat humans? Are we not good meat? I don't know if we're good meat. I've heard that we're quite peppery. Maybe they don't like pepper. No, that's not why. They just don't see us as prey. They recognize us as predators, and on these vehicles, I think they're slightly ambivalent. I don't think they really understand what we are. They don't see us as a threat. I don't believe they can't recognize our faces, but I just don't think they see us as prey, especially on the vehicles. But on foot they see us as predators, and that's why they don't attack. Holly, you want to know how you join on these journeys with us? Well, Holly, you just go to YouTube or Google and go to Safari and just search Safari Live, and there you will find us. And we do this twice a day, every single day, once in the afternoon and once in the morning. All right, this fellow is now going to sleep, so I think what we'll do is say goodbye to our viewers who joined us a little bit later. And, well, you can, like I say, join us twice a day, every day. Once these days at 6 o'clock Central African time, and once again at 3:30 in the afternoon Central African time. So morning and evening, 2 safaris a day, completely live and interactive, and we'd love to have you with us. Running around here. Oh, he's going. What on earth? I think it was a bird. Yeah. Fascinating. I was looking down, I looked away, and then he was gone. You see him? There's a massive stump in front of us here. Well, the guy next to us, I'm afraid, has turned on his lights, so... You got him at all? Down through there. No, that's Inga's. Let's see, one of our camps, everyone. Why did he catch himself a little bird to eat? You know what? That bird has probably been sat there. What's that on the road? He's right in front of us there. There he goes. That bird has probably been... Look, he's going up. Oh my goodness, this is magnificent. He must be seriously hungry if he thinks he's going to catch a bird up there. Well, like I was saying, I bet that bird was sitting next to him, trying desperately to pick the right moment to fly, absolutely terrified the whole time. As Lex says, maybe it was a genet. Not a bird. Unless it was a bush baby. Gosh, he's good in a tree, isn't he? Careful, boy. Careful, little fella. Oh my goodness. H. Macy, you say, is ridiculously grateful. Yes, that's graceful. That's because you've seen him go up the tree. You haven't seen him come down. But yes, I mean, compared with anything else, he is very graceful. Look at the tiny little thing he's standing on. Gee whiz. How special was that? Look at what he was doing. Well, we'll just give him another 30 seconds, everybody, and then it's going to be it from us. We will, of course, see you tomorrow morning. Now, I don't think shining on him while he's in the tree like this is going to do any real harm to his hunting chances. It's highly unlikely there's an impala in the tree there that he's looking for. Alright, everyone, that's going to be it from us. We will see you tomorrow, of course, like I say, at 0600 Central African time. Hopefully with lots of leopards and other exciting things. A massive thank you to the Bushwalk team and the incredible skills of Herbert for finding this leopard. Until tomorrow, stay safe and happy wherever you happen to be in the world, and we will see you in the dawn.